can turn on a television without being warned about the dangers of smoking cigarettes. That's why some people have turned to vaping, thinking that it's a better or healthier option. But vaping has its own dangers that can be detrimental to your health. Let's talk about it. This is What's Up, Doc? Vaping Edition.
Joining us is Pfizer's Chief Patient Officer, Dr. Frida Lewis Hall. Dr. Frida,
thank you.
Welcome to see you again.
So
now,
great
we
to
need
be
to talk
here.
about this because let's just go to the basics. How is vaping different from smoking cigarettes?
Yep, so let's do basics.
Okay.
So, with traditional cigarettes, a smoker uses fire to burn the contents. This generates smoke, and they inhale the smoke.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so with an e-cigarette, there's a battery that heats the contents.
Okay.
This generates an aerosol. That aerosol, the user then inhales. Now, the aerosol kind of looks like a vapor, so we call e-cigarette use vaping.
Okay.
What's in the aerosol?
So in the aerosol are things like nicotine. Well, in the liquid are things like nicotine, flavoring, and some other chemicals, actually some of which can be toxic chemicals or other substances.
Wow.
So what about the health impact? How does vaping compare to cigarettes?
Yes.
Better, worse?
Yep, so we know a lot about the dangers of smoking.
Yeah.
No doubt about that.
Yeah.
So including the fact that it causes an estimated 480,000 deaths in the U.S. per year. 480,000 in the U.S. per year.
Wow.
So this is stunning. And we've had decades to study the health effects of cigarette smoking. Now, some people believe that vaping represents a safer option.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, though. There's a lot that we still don't know about vaping. We just haven't had decades, right, or a long time
'Cause it's new.
to study the long-term effects of it.
Oh.
So it's really important, but there are some things that we do know.
What do we
okay?
know?
Okay, so we do know that some e-cigarettes contain nicotine.
Okay.
So that's for starters. We talked a little bit just now about some of the other things that it may contain, like hazardous chemicals, toxic chemicals, and carcinogens, like the ones that are found in cigarettes. So if you are a cigarette smoker and you are planning to quit, and I hope that you are, talk to your healthcare provider about putting a quit plan together that's right for you.
That's smart.
Okay.
And to have support is really cool, too.
So how addictive is vaping?
So this is really interesting. So I just mentioned that nicotine's in. We all know that nicotine is incredibly addictive. What happens is you're now vaping nicotine. Your body and your brain get used to nicotine. You vape it some more, and now if you try to stop, it's difficult.
Oh, see, the studies have shown that nicotine can be especially dangerous for teens because their brains aren't fully developed. So can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, so a lot of people don't know this, but the human brain keeps developing until you're about 25 years old.
Wow.
So you're about 25 years old, so it doesn't finish early, right? So it's still going on. Now, there are many studies that show that nicotine interferes with brain development, particularly the parts of the brain that control attention, learning, and impulse control. So this puts teens and adolescents who are vaping nicotine at risk.
Yeah.
You know, it seems to be very popular with the young users. Is it because of the fruity flavors?
It's also cheaper price points.
Oh, wow.
And, right, so cheaper price points. And also the idea that there's social pressure maybe to do it because it's kind of cool.
Peer pressure.
And, right, you can do it more discreetly, perhaps. And then, of course, last but not least, is some people think it's safer.
Yeah.
Wow.
We've seen a lot of vaping in the news recently. How concerned should we be about lung disease and other respiratory issues caused by vaping?
So the CDC has been tracking an outbreak of over 2,000 lung injuries and 39 confirmed deaths associated with vaping as of November the 5th, 2019.
Wow.
Now, the CDC recently identified vitamin E acetate, which is added to some vaping products and is harmful to lungs when inhaled as a potential chemical of concern.
So what steps can people take to stay safe?
So the investigation is still ongoing, and there's not enough evidence to really rule out other chemicals that might be associated with lung injury. So for now, the CDC has some recommendations, and everyone should check those out. And they include: don't buy vaping products from an informal source. Don't modify it with any substance that is not intended by the manufacturer. And monitor yourself. And if you're experiencing any vaping-related respiratory issues, go and see your healthcare provider right away.
Yeah.
And for now, the best way to protect yourself might be to refrain from vaping altogether.
That part.
And then I just want to add, that this is an important time if you have a nicotine addiction to talk to your healthcare provider about a plan to quit. So if you're looking for a day to quit, consider November the 21st, the Great American Smokeout.
All right.
We sure will.
Dr. Frida, thank you so much for coming and sharing your knowledge with us. Make sure you all visit Dr. Frida's website, gethealthystayhealthy.com. It's a super great resource, and for more information, please head on over to thereal.com. We've got to take a quick break, but we'll be right back. This is The Real.